All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Farming Mechanic. Got something a little different today. You've been seeing me work on an old two-cylinder John Deere. I got us a 5075E. I believe it's a 2018 model. Having some starter issues. As you can see, we already got it out. Sorry I didn't get a video of it taking it out. I had some company here, and it was going to be kind of hard for me to film with them here. But anyway, it's not too hard to get out. I was scared I may have to take this loader frame off to get it out of there, but it will come out of there. Got me a replacement starter from Worthington Ag Parts. Deere wanted 500 and some change. Got this one for a little under 200. Hopefully it'll be good, but the other one was dragging the other day when it was really cold and started making strange noises. So it's bound to be an improvement from what we had. But let me set my tripod up and I'll show you how to get it back in there. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get it coming out. And I looked on YouTube and I only found one video about a 5070E. Basically the same thing as a 55, 65, probably an 85. Getting the starter out. I saw one guy, but he really didn't show anything. He just kind of said what he did. So I'm gonna try to walk y'all through putting it back in and kind of show you, give you an idea what I did to get it out. Be right back. All right, we're back here at the 5075. Getting ready to put our starter in. Like I said, I was scared this loader frame was gonna be in the way because the bottom bolt is kind of hidden down there, but wound up being able to get it through here with an extension. But remove this breather hose, a few little brackets. And it's a tight fit, but it's actually, once I got that stuff out of the way, it drops right in. You just want to turn it nose up and it will fall right in there like so. The bottom is studded, so it helps you. All right, there that is. My bolt. I believe they are 16 millimeter head. But you'll need a 16 millimeter socket. I'm using an extension and a swivel on mine. That's what I found worked best for me. Not a whole lot of wiggle room in here. Got that started, tighten it up just a hair. Tighten it too tight. Still gonna be able to wiggle it a little bit. Put our lock washer nut on the bottom. Probably gonna block your view here for a second. This is where it'd be really nice not to have this loader frame on here. But it is a chore to get this thing off of here. And I was not going to remove it unless I absolutely had to. Like I said, I couldn't find a video on doing this and it worried me a little bit. But it's not that bad. Snake your extension and swivel down through here. I think the aggravating part so far has been that little cover that goes on there to keep somebody from crossing the starter out to crank it. I had to fish it out of there. I don't know how aggravating it's going to be to get fish back in. Alright. So now we got a little your little signal wire to the solenoid. I can find what I did with my hardware here. On the old one, it was an 8mm. I don't know if it's changed. Sometimes hardware is a little different on the new one than the old one. Butterfingers here. About to drop it again. Yep. I don't think I'll edit this out. I'm just gonna let it roll. Maybe somebody else fights this same battle sometimes. Okay. Luckily, there's nothing between here and there. It just fell straight through. It looks like it's an 8mm steel. Yep. It's an 8 now, then the big starter stud is a 15, I believe what it was. And then 10mm lock nuts that held the little shield on. I want to say I need to put this cover on. See, I got this little deal here. It goes and shields that wire I just put on from somebody jumping across it for some reason. Why, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna go right on, but I'm not gonna get too excited to start with. Yes, well, I'll be darned. That was easy. Got these little 10mm lock nuts. This is where a 10mm flex ratchet wrench really came in handy, and there I go dropping stuff again. Ooh, smell that peanut hay on this thing. I've been using it to move peanut hay with. There's some over here on the floorboard. It's smelling pretty strong. At least it's not a litter tractor or something. That'd be bad. In case y'all wondering, I mainly have John Deere tractors around here. I have worked on some Fords and stuff, but New Holland, but most everybody around here's got the Deere stuff. I got Deere stuff. Tell you what, man, on this new stuff, this tractor here is 18. It's got a lot of computer stuff on it. I actually got the John Deere hookup, diagnostic tool. I spent the money and bought it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put this bracket here on. This is where your big fuse goes. It goes up and runs to the alternator. It's got a wire that goes from this lug, goes up and feeds into the alternator over here. Just got one bolt that holds it on. I believe it was a 15mm. Snap this wire back into line before I forget it. They pack a lot of stuff in these tractors now. These little E's aren't near as bad as the like your M's and your R's. They don't have quite the electronic stuff on them. Man, those new 5Rs. Those are nice tractors. Got all the features of a 6R cab would have with the wraparound light system on top and all. My little 5E cab tractor, it's just got the basic 4 work lights on it. Makes me a little jealous, but I wasn't gonna spend the money for. Oh, our price on those things the other day, $100,000 for a 5 Series. Ain't no way I can justify that. Not any more than I do. I'll let y'all see here. This is what we're dealing with here. Bracket goes, bolt right there. Just got some wires and some clips here. It's gonna be another bracket that goes. Where's? Oh, may have messed up here. Nope, there we go. That bolts in like that. My floorboard / tool tray. Got this other bracket. It goes on. Probably gonna put it on last, but go ahead and hook these wires here up and put that bolt in. Get back to it here. Got your 120 amp, 125 amp bar. Selling it short and it goes on top like so. And well, I had them. They got 8mm as well. Let me double check. Make sure this bracket. Yeah, there we go. Goes like this. Yep. I don't know if y'all ever have to do that or not. Sometimes I get to second guessing myself. I don't know if I need to change the order on it. I put a third function valve kit on this tractor a while back before I started trying to do some YouTube. It's not too hard to put on. I actually got put another one on next week, so I guess we'll let y'all see that. I think I'll give one. I actually take and run the hoses through the loader like on these M series loaders, like the factory hydraulic hoses are, so it makes it pretty nice. Usually put them on in a couple of hours. The hardest part about them is sometimes you get that darn hose to run through the loader frame. start with, I was trying to, first one I did, I was trying to run it through with a piece of wire and then use it to pull the hose through. And then I figured out it was best if I just run the hose through there, because that wire would hit that 45 and that loader up there and just wad up. I figured I would try it with just the hose, and it went right in. So now that's how I do those. This could get interesting. We're having some weird weather around here. It's 70-something degrees out here today. Extremely muggy. Matter of fact, the floor's wet in the shop in there. And the humidity. I was gonna crank my old B up, but didn't want to crank. Those things hate any kind of condensation. I usually try to run it at least once a week. I have to do it one day next week. I believe I'm gonna have to take this load back loose. See there? You might not want to listen to me after all. Maybe you can learn from my mistake. Because I do make them quite often. There we go. Whenever they can turn this tractor back loose again for a little while, I gotta try and diagnose a weird throttle issue it's got. It works perfect if you use the foot throttle over here, but if you run the hand throttle wide open, it's fine. But if you try to run a half throttle, it's like it's goes to skipping and bucking and missing. And when you put the scan tool on it, it's the throttle position sensor. Voltage and percentage going all over the place. It'll be at 20%, 30%, 50%, just up and down everywhere. And it's not the throttle, well, they call it throttle actuator. I call it throttle levers. It's electric on this thing. I think Deere calls it the actuator. I actually have one off of another tractor and tried it. Still does the same thing, so I'm thinking I may have a circuit issue, maybe a pigtail issue up there. Some of the pins maybe gotten spread over time, loosened up on the some of this jostling around it's done. It's just weird how you can use the foot throttle and it runs perfect. And it runs perfect under wide open throttle with the hand actuator. But you get it in that certain spot, it's pop, 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 pop. My goodness. I did a particulate filter clean on it. And that didn't help it. I was hoping I get lucky in there. But as such. Alright, this is the hose I took loose to get some clearance with. It goes right there on that. See that black nipple there? It's basically just a breather hose. That's all it counts to. I was very gentle because it is plastic, and as you know, it's on the side of the engine block, so it gets hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Plastic tends to get brittle when you do that. On these newer 5s, the batteries down here on the side. If we can get our hook back up and see if it'll crank. Or if I've wasted yours or mine time watching this video. That'd be embarrassing. Getting out of crank. I'm not a big fan of this battery again. Show you what I'm doing. The batteries down here. I'll get y'all adjusted. That'll work. Assuming this is the right battery. I think it's hitting this. Oh, yep. I'll go all the way down on the post. Let's see here. Well, I mean, you're not supposed to use these for a hammer, but there we go. Pull back on. Slide it back in. Up. It's got these two little pitch pins. Go in there. Alright. It's a moment of truth, I guess. See if we can. Stay task. See what she's gonna do. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. All right, guys. As you can tell, tractor cranks up good now. I'm gonna clean my mess up here and get the hood let down on it and stuff, but I guess that's gonna wrap this video up. It's Saturday afternoon, so I think I've had enough for today. But anyway, thanks for watching, and please comment, rate, and subscribe.